Nancy Pelosi. And surprisingly, Wolf Blitzer. I'm starting to think they don't want her to be speaker anymore.
As you know, there are Americans who are being evicted from their homes. They can't pay the rent. Many Americans are waiting in food lines for the first time in.
This just creeps me out. So there are Americans, you can't pay your rent, you can't buy food, you're standing in food lines. And this woman is so out of touch with reality that she's smiling and more worried about how she appears on camera than the words coming out of Blitzer's mouth. And I'm calling, he's earned the name Blitzer today because he blitzed this. It is surprises all the way around.
Their lives. Can you look them in the eye, Madam Speaker, and explain why you don't want to accept the president's latest stimulus offer?
Well, because, thank you very much, Wolf, and I hope you'll ask the same question of the Republicans about why they don't really want to meet the needs of the American people. But let me say to those people, because all of my colleagues, we represent these people. I have for over 30 years represented my constituents. I know what their needs are. I listen to them.
Anyways, he looks over to the right, and it's quickly, like he heard something, and went back. And all I can sit there and think of is the producer has just given instruction. Because those of you who still think that none of this is planned, contrived, controlled, how many of the C words can we put in there? It is. It's a daily show. And most of the time, both sides of this are on the same page. You say this, I say that. But this is why this is so funny. Because this time they're not.
And their needs are not addressed in the president's proposal. So when you say to me, why don't you accept theirs? Why don't they accept ours? Our legislation is there to do three things primarily: to honor our workers, honor our heroes, our healthcare workers, our police and fire first responders, our teachers, our transportation, sanitation, food workers, the people who make our lives work. We couldn't be doing what we're doing without them. Many of them have risked their lives so that to save lives, and now they will lose their jobs because Mitch McConnell says let the states go bankrupt.
Excuse me for interrupting,
let the states go bankrupt.
Madam Speaker, but they really need the money right now, and even members of your own.
I understand that,
but even members of your own caucus. Even members of your own caucus, Madam Speaker, want to accept this deal. $1.8 trillion. Congressman Ro Khanna.
So he's blitzed her. You see the look on her face. She's got the stress in the eyebrows. She's looking around. She's moving around back and forth. She's kind of lost because this is not going the way apparently she thought it was going to go. And she's kind of confused because if you're never used to debating anyone and you're always used to being able to speak and have your say and everyone is forced to shut down, well, you don't know how to debate. And that is why she did so badly. Wolf's used to debating.
Well, let me just quote Ro Khanna, a man you know well. I assume you admire him. He's a Democrat. And he just said this. He said, people in need.
So she's got more and more stress. She's praying for a second. Didn't come. She gates herself tightly, licking her lips, looking for some more alcohol to take the sting off of this blitz. She's stressed.
Can't wait until February. $1.8 trillion is significant and more than twice the Obama stimulus. Make a deal. Put the ball in McConnell court. So what do you say to Ro Khanna?
What I say to you is, I don't know why you're always an apologist, and many of your colleagues apologists for the Republican position. Ro Khanna, that's nice. That isn't what we're going to do, and nobody's waiting till February.
I don't know why we had to wait till February, but we'll go back on this. So while we could not see her, she had time for her brain to come up with some kind of debate tactic. It was to attack the interviewer. That's the best she's got. Now, back in the day, when all of us were sucking on fluoride and high on money, we didn't much pay attention to this stuff. Now we do. And we're realizing that this kind of argument, as it comes out the gate in this way, is a tactic. I'm going to demean you, lower you, attack you, so that your point is less. But that really depends on the audience and the person you're attacking to actually care about how you feel about them. Because if you do not care what someone's opinion of you is, they have no power. And Nancy finds that out real quick.
I want this very much now because people need help now. But it's no use giving them a false thing just because the president wants to put a check with his name on it in the mail, that we should not be doing all we can to help people pay the rent, put food on the table, to enhance benefits, that they don't lose their jobs if they're state and local, we're talking about the consequences of a pandemic, that the symptom.
That is so funny to see. When someone's eyes keeps going to that direction for no reason and it makes no sense, and then you see them respond and they're listening, the brain is working, so the eyes are working. You're actually watching someone listen to someone's conversation in their ear and respond. Yes, yes. And it's quick nods. And he's not looking at her. He's not looking at the screen or anything that says that he's responding to her. It's to the side.
Of a problem that the president refuses to address.
But you know,
and that is the coronavirus.
We know
that is
we
the
know
coronavirus.
The problem out there, but there are millions of Americans who have lost their jobs. They can't pay the rent. Their kids need the food.
That's right, and that's what we're trying to get done.
$1.8 trillion, and the president just tweeted, stimulus, go big or go home. He wants even more right now, so why not work out a deal with him, and don't let the perfect, as they say here in Washington, be the enemy of the good.
So as you see, Mr. Blitzer didn't respond to her initial attack. You're an apologist. No, he just went in more. Trump said, go big or go home. She's confused. Her attack didn't work. He's not letting off of this attack on me. I'm being forced to answer for not passing stimulus. It's hard to be on that side of a debate when your position is feelings, negativity, and your opinions. It's really hard to win. And it's stressful, especially if you know.
Well, I will not let the wrong be the enemy of the right.
What's wrong with $1.8 trillion?
You know what? Do you have any idea what the difference is between the spending that they have in their bill and that we have in our bill? Do you realize that they have come back and said all these things for child tax credits and earned income tax credits, for helping people who have lost their jobs, are eliminated in their bill? Do you realize they pay no respect to the fact that child care is very important for people whose children cannot go to school because they're doing remote learning, and yet they minimize the need for child care, which is the threshold with which people, mothers and fathers, can go to work if they have that.
Now we're so used to Pelosi lying, and she is so stressed right now dealing with Wolf that we actually have no idea if she is or not. It could be half-truths for all we know. It may just not be the amount that she wants. But because there's so much stress in the face because she's being attacked, and you've got a stone face looking back at you and not reacting as she's used to, she is extremely stressed, and she's coming off unhinged by all the wiggling, the stress.
Do you have any idea of how
that's precisely why, Madam Speaker,
short they're concerned?
That's why it's so important right now. Yesterday I spoke to Andrew Yang, who says the same thing. It's not everything you want,
but you know what?
There's a lot there.
Honest to God, you really, I can't get over it, because Andrew Yang, he's lovely. Ro Khanna, he's lovely.
This sounds like when she talks about Trump. He's lovely. And we all know how she feels about him. The same body movements, the same little head shake, the same little hand throwing out. They're lovely. They're lovely.
They are not negotiating this situation. They have no idea of the particulars. They have no idea of what the language is here. I didn't come over here to have, so you're the apologist for the Obama, excuse me. God forbid.
Madam Speaker, I'm not an apologist.
Obama.
I'm asking you serious questions because so many people are in desperate need right now. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
When was the last time...
Let me respond to you.
Let me ask you, when was the last time, Madam Speaker, when was the last time you spoke with the president?
So anyways, she can't even win her speaking point. This is how bad of a debater she is. She tries, and because Wolf is giving that good eye contact back to the camera, he's not shaking all over the place. He's not looking around. He's not stressed like she is. He looks like he's in a position of strength, which makes him in a position of strength. And she, looking unhinged, shuts down because he's stronger.
About this.
I don't speak to the president. Speak
Why
to
not? Why
his
not call him?
representative.
Why not call him and say, Mr. President, let's work out a deal. It's not going to be everything you want, not going to be everything I want, but there are so many Americans right now.
And of course, then you see her shaking her head in the negative about calling the president and talking to him. That is never going to happen.
Who are in desperate need. Let's make a deal.
What makes me amused, if it weren't so sad, is how you all think that you know more about the suffering of the American people than those of us who are elected by them to represent them at that table.
Go eat some ice cream, Nancy. That's enough of you.
If you'd like to learn more about analysing body language, there is a video course available on Mandy's website for Gold subscribers, where Mandy teaches more about her techniques of deception detection. There's also other content such as the Crime series and Interesting Minds series, available to both Gold and Silver subscribers. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Library to watch even more free videos.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.